Hey guys, so I wanted to show you an orientation video for the lab component of our Bio 1010 second term semester. So we've got the announcements right here in the middle, and it is going to have everything that's due for the week in the announcements. We're also going to have everything that's due for the week in the calendar over here on the bottom right-hand side, and then we got the content widget is up here on the top right side. All along the top is going to be the home page. We've got the syllabus. Let's go through the syllabus really quickly. It's going to have all of my contact information on here, how to book office hours appointments. Um, Please download your syllabus no matter what class you have. Go to print, and then when you hit print, do save PDF, and then you'll have a copy of your syllabus. So yeah, 1 credit hour. Here is the contact information for me. This is my in-person office phone number. I'm in the Cartersville campus on Tuesdays and Thursdays in person, in room C109. And if you want to meet face to face, please book a time slot right here at this link. And then meeting face-to-face times are on Tuesdays and Thursdays right before my principal's bio class that starts up at 9:30. So we can meet face-to-face on the Cartersville campus, or we could meet online via Teams. And this is the link for Teams right here. But please do book a time with bookings so I know that you are planning on meeting at this time on this day, because I don't keep the Teams window open for 3 hours every Monday and Wednesday. I just don't. In the past, I used to do that, and then nobody would show up, and it would make me so sad. So, please do click the bookings link and book a time, and I will be there for you. And we'll both get an email with confirmation with that link. I try to respond to emails. If you ever need to email me at the K Subach, email me there. I try to respond within 24 hours. It's 48 hours on the weekends. Um, I prefer the Highlands email because it goes to my phone. If you want to email me through D2L, you absolutely can. Feel free, but it only lets me know that you email me in D2L if I am physically logged into my laptop and into D2L. Otherwise, I don't know that you emailed me. Um, but if you email me at Highlands, it goes straight to my phone and I will know and get back in touch with you. Required materials, there are no materials that you need to purchase. Right now, Georgia Highlands is still covering the Labster fees for every student that we've got. So your lab fee is that you pay for to register for this class is paying for your Labster, which is really nice. And we will go through how to work Labster in a little bit. Learning objectives, impacts as part of impacts, all that good stuff that we saw in the lecture component 2, 10-point grading scale here. If you're within 1 point and only 1 point, I will round you to the next grade level, but only 1 point. If it's more than 1 point, if it's 1.5, if it's 2 points, you are where you have earned in the class. How do I earn an A in this class? Everybody's got an A to start off with. There are going to be multiple lab exercises. There are 13 total, and we're going to divide them kind of in half, sort of, kind of, and half of the first lab exercises, and we'll have a lab midterm. The lab midterm is going to pull questions directly verbatim from Labster. So when we get to lab midterm and lab finals are creeping up on you, and you're like, how do I study? Go back and review the lab exercises in Labster. That's how you study, because it's those exact same questions are going to be on the midterm and the final exams. So we've got each exam is 20% for a total of 40 for both exams, and then your lab exercises are 60%. I don't have a late policy in the lab because I drop so many of them. So if you miss a lab exercise, you get a 0 for that lab exercise, but I am going to drop 2 of them and take your best 11 out of those. So I do drop 2 if you, for some reason, forgot your lab exercises that week. That should help you out a little bit. Maybe you were sick, something happened. I have 2 drops for your lab exercises. So you'll get a 0 on the day that they were due and you didn't do them. You'll get a 0, but you could have those as your drops. Also, on those, I told you that I want y'all to study the lab exercises for the lab midterm. So, because those questions are verbatim from the lab exercises. So, go back and review. I keep those lab exercises open all semester. So, you can go back and review whenever you want. And you'll see your grade change if you go back and you take it again and you make like a perfect score on it. But whatever you made that very first time, whether it was 100% or you accidentally missed it and it was a 0, you're going to get that first grade in the grade book. Just so y'all know, that first one is what goes in my grade book for whatever your first attempt is at your lab exercises. Grade turnaround should be very, very quick. Everything is graded electronically in here. Again, I do drop your two lowest lab exercises. So if you missed it and you got a zero, hopefully you only missed two of them, and those zeros won't even hurt you at all because they'll be dropped. Lab schedule is here. I've got it here. It's also embedded in the class and it is in the calendar for you as well. But I try and have everything due on Mondays except for the very last week of class because that has to be due on a Sunday because finals are only open on Mondays and Tuesdays on the very end of the 8-week semesters. I have no control over those. Those are just the days that they set for us. So they set Monday and Tuesday as the day for our final exams for both lecture and lab. So we have to have our weekly assignments due on that Sunday. So that's the only change. Otherwise, everything is due Monday night at midnight, 11:59 p.m. Um, for each of those weeks. So you can see we got 2 exercises for the very first week, lab safety and experimental design. We have 3 exercises for the second week. You'll see when we log into Labster 2 that each of these different exercises may take up more or less time, depending on the exercise. Some of them are really quick and some of them are going to take a bit more to complete. We don't have anything due over spring break, so I hope you enjoy that holiday. I will be enjoying it with my family too. Um, all of the dates here that Simple Syllabus pulls and puts in here from D2L, but I don't like this schedule and how they put it in here. It's not accurate. So go here, and look at this schedule. Then we have the policies too, that we don't have to worry about lecture exams. But any exam will have a basic class period to take it. And once the class, that time is over, it will like auto submit on you. And we will be using Respondus Lockdown Browser Monitor for all of these. So on the first week, I have y'all doing a syllabus quiz as a mandatory thing to stay enrolled in the class. You'll do your syllabus quiz, and then you got your 2 lab safety exercises, your 2 lab exercises. So when you do that syllabus quiz, that's your chance to make sure that Respondus works on your device, figure out if you've got everything working. And if you don't, you've got a whole week to try and find a different device. Or the Cartersville campus where I teach, I know for a fact the library has loaner laptops in the Cartersville library. They may have loaner laptops in other libraries too, on like the Marietta campus or the Rome campus, whatever's closest to you. So if that becomes a situation, I want y'all to know ahead of time, like it's not working on my device and I need to take care of this now. So you can get to campus and possibly get a loaner laptop at campus if it's not working for you. Um, Exam policies, important dates. We are good on syllabus. All right, bouncing back to content. So we got content here. And so it's not a whole lot. We've got the welcome to get started. It's the same tips and tricks that I give you for lecture that I give you for lab. All of that is the exact same. And then we have the link for the syllabus and we have the lab schedule again here embedded into D2L. So if this works for you and you want to bookmark this page, please do in your browser if that works. I am also a grad student in my everyday life, in addition to being married with 3 kids and the teenagers all have sports, and working full time at GHC. So I am all about time management. I feel like it's really important to be successful is time management. So I put everything for me in my phone. Everything goes in my phone, in the calendar. So if that works for you to put it in your phone, if you have a paper planner, whatever works for you, that works best. Please do look at these dates, make note of them so nothing sneaks up on you and you don't miss anything in here. But these are the dates that everything will be due in class. Um, and then let's go over the lab exercises. So for the lab exercise, I put their dates in here too, just one more place for you to know when things are due so they don't creep up on you. But let's go to lab safety. It's our very first one, do the very first week. So when you click it, you're going to go to it here. Like don't try and Google Labster and come in some other back way. Like you can't do that. So click the link in the course content for that lab exercise for the week. Today is lab safety. And then we're going to hit play and it will start to load up. You'll see the bottom start to scroll as it starts to download. And it will only work as long as you're on this tab. Like if I switch to the bazillion other tabs I have up here in my browser, it's not gonna work. It will pause in its in playing of whatever it was at. And then when you jump back to that tab, it will resume. So I click lab safety. It downloaded the stuff onto whatever it needed for the browser. It loaded it up, and here we go.
Welcome to the
We are at
lab
lab
safety
safety
simulation. I am
for
Dr. Wang,
lab.
your AI lab assistant. Today, you will learn everything you
For lab, I want y'all to know that that little tablet in the picture there, The tablet is going to be like your lifeline. The tablet's going to have theory. It's going to have, you'll be answering questions on it too. So go to that tablet. It also has, yeah, it's got questions, it's got theory. So if you're stuck somewhere and you just like can't get that question right, go back to the theory on the tablet, um, and it will help you find the answers for that question. And then you will
This
move
simulation
around.
uses
So here's your
voiceovers.
tablet, the
If you
home,
don't
the
have audio,
theory,
you can
the
access the audio
media,
settings by clicking the
which are going to
gear
be the
icon on the
images,
top
like
left of
slide
your
images and
laptop.
that kind of stuff.
Then select
And then
audio and switch to play mode. Using the lab pad is an important way to get the most out of this simulation.
how it
Perfect.
works.
Then let's
And then you can see
first
it
turn
is
the
very
lab
much
light.
virtual
Press your
reality.
left and click on it to put it on.
And you will go and, do the things. You'll put your lab coat on.
Find
You
the
will
glove box and click on
put
it.
your gloves on because lab
Now
safety
pick up the
means
safety goggles and you
PPE.
are ready to go.
Now we got all of our PPE
Click on the
on,
door to enter the laboratory.
and we're going to go in the door. And that's how it's
This
going to
lab
work.
was
You are
used by
going
first-year
to
chemistry.
do the moves that it tells you to move, and usually there's going to be a little prompter there that shows you where to go. But that's how these lab exercises are going to run. It will tell you how far you progressed, what your score is once you start answering questions, how long you've spent doing it, and also before you hit play, you can also scroll down and you can see how long this thing should take if you're trying to plan. Do I have enough time to do this before I have to run out the door and do my next thing for the day? You can see how long the simulation should take. It should take about 25 minutes to do this very first one for lab safety. So that's how lab's going to run. Again, 13 exercises that we complete in total. I drop your lowest two. We have a midterm. All of the questions on the midterm and all the questions on the final are directly from Labster. They are the questions that you've already seen. So go back if you're studying for midterm, if you're studying for the final, go back and go over those exercises again. Go through them again. I don't care how many times you do the lab exercises until you feel comfortable with those questions, because that's what you're going to see on the midterm. That's what you're going to see on the final. Um, Grades are going to be here really quick just so you can see them. So there's our syllabus practice quiz. All the different labs or exercises will be in here. I drop your lowest two. Then we've got the lab midterm and we got the lab final. I do put in midpoint letter grades just so you know how you're doing. And I also put in a letter grade for your final. So you're not stuck waiting around until Banner decides to release your grades. It will be in here. I'll try and put it in as soon as I can whenever those exam dates close. I'll try and update this. So if you have any questions, please reach out. The Labster simulations are pretty cool. I think they go over a lot of really important concepts. Of course, they are not as good as being able to, touch and feel with your hands and get your hands on the items or be able to go out in the environment and look for these things like we would in a face-to-face class. But they are really good for an online. Labster is a great source of lab exercises for online. So I hope that everybody enjoys this class. And if you have any questions, please, again, reach out to me or book an online appointment on bookings, and we will meet and go over any questions you have there. Bye, guys.